Welcome to the Nitpicking Nerds podcast. This is episode 2, and guess what? I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, Beezy, and this is the Nitpicking Nerds, if you didn't already know that.
I hope they did know that. This podcast is going to be on Apple. It's going to be on Google Play.
Okay.
And maybe a couple other places, which will be in the description of the video at least.
Yeah, not on screen, because this is podcast first, YouTube as a bonus.
Yes. This is
talking about pretty much whatever, but it's definitely always going to be Commander.
Yes, Commander's going to be our main thing. Though, we're not going to be on script as much this time. We're going to talk about what we want, and it's going to be more fun.
For those looking on YouTube, this video is highly unedited, mostly just us talking.
Yeah, you might see...
And if you're listening via podcast and you want to watch on YouTube, just search Nitpicking Nerds, and then subscribe, and then you got double whammy.
Because everyone wants a double whammy. So let's start. We're going to talk about some pet cards to start.
Some backers?
Pet cards.
Oh, pet cards.
Cards we really like.
But that are bad.
Cards that are...
Otherwise, if you like a card and it's good, that's just a card you like.
Yeah, it's just a normal card. So we'll start with one of mine. One of my personal favorite cards. Stolen Goods. Love this card.
It's really bad.
It is. It is really bad.
Have you told the Stolen Goods story?
Have I? I might have.
You should.
Well, the Stolen Goods story is the reason that this card will forever live on in my heart.
Cemented in Nitpicking Nerds history.
Oh, yeah. So, when I first started playing Magic, my collection had gotten stolen out of my car.
Brutal.
Like, a lot of stuff. And I worked at a game shop back then.
And you still leave stuff in your car?
I rarely leave stuff in my car anymore. Very rarely. Stuff got stolen out of my car.
Bummer.
Bummer. The guy tried to sell while I was working at the shop, tried to sell me my own stuff.
Yeah, the guy who stole from you.
The guy who stole my stuff. And the most identifiable thing in everything was that in the EDH deck,
the
100 sleeves, there was a Stolen Goods.
Who would ever play that card?
And nobody plays that card. It is
absolute zero people. Same sleeves, same deck box. And it was like, well, there's Stolen Goods in here. What else would it ever be?
Same sleeves. Like, they sell hundreds of sleeves.
Well, didn't you have me look through the deck too? And I was just like, this is just your deck.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not sure, but...
I wanted to be, because, you don't want to accuse somebody, because it's certainly possible.
Did you even ever accuse him?
Not until I was positive it was my deck.
I thought you just gave him a good deal on it. Or
No.
a bad deal on it.
No, I told him I will give you $10 and I won't call the cops.
Oh,
that's what I told him.
That's a good deal.
He's like, this is bogus. I bought this at a garage sale in like Williamsville. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
you
Williamsville, wow.
You stole out of my car, yet you're literally from the same city. You go to high school with Beezy.
Yes, he did go to high school with me. Shout outs to you, man. I'm sure you're listening. Our reach is pretty wide. He's probably listening.
He's probably listening. He's crying right now.
He's crying and he's in jail for something else.
What's one of your cards?
Well, I got the first Planeswalker dual deck, Jason Chandra.
Okay.
Which just have cards from all over the place. And one of the cards in the Jace deck, for some reason, probably because this counters the burn of the Chandra deck, Bottle Gnomes was in there as a 2 of. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's some sweet tack against the burn deck. You Jace Beleren versus Chandra Nalaar. The Bottle Gnomes is hilarious. It's got reinforcements or refreshments, classic flavor text, classic adorable little derpy art.
Oh, I love every art of this card.
I love the idea that they're like devout, like soldiers ready to fight, but most of the time you just end up drinking them.
They're also sentient.
Right. What happens? So wait, when you drink them, they're dead. But they can still move. Can they only move because of the juice in there?
Yeah, whatever's in them keeps them alive.
Oh.
It's real sad. If you drink them, they die. Yeah. It's a sacrifice.
Sometimes you need those refreshments.
I also like the idea that, like, in the act of, like, so you're playing, like, you're in a big Planeswalker fight, okay, flavor-wise here.
Of course.
You have your Bottle Gnomes out there. They're fighting your battle.
Yep.
This is a huge battle. And suddenly they cast the spell, a Wrath of God. This is destroying everything on the battlefield, so you drink them fast before they actually die.
1 second.
Flavor Magic is some of my favorite to play. It's funny sometimes.
It's good. They can get into Smuggler's Copter, then you drink them, then they still fly Smuggler's Copter.
Even after you drink
accurately.
Speaking of Flavor Magic for a minute here, we were talking about partners in the Discord for a little bit. How unflavorful, like, partners that aren't like partnering with a specific person, like what plane is Thrasios?
Oh, you mean
from?
like Thrasios and like
Timna? One is from what, Zendikar, right?
I think it's Zendikar and
Timna's from
what's it called? Theros, right?
It's from Theros.
Yeah.
So these characters that could never ever meet each other partner up. And
Well,
it's just like,
I don't know. Every Commander deck is like that. I think the whole point of Commander is like they are meeting up.
yeah, that's why I just don't like partners.
But they would never have.
The idea is like they have this partner. Like partner implies that it's a partnership.
Yeah.
It's a weird partnership. It's just
Maybe they should have all been from the same plane.
I don't know. I like how Battlebond did partners. They have a specific
Will and Kenrith.
like
Wait, Will and Rowan. Kenrith.
yeah, Will and Rowan count. Like I like that. And there's other ones like Okan and
Zinder Split.
Like that's cool. It's like they're
buddies. They're
they
actual
have somebody
friends.
who they literally would fight with side by side.
Yeah, they're friends or they're partners or they're like
Lovers.
dating or whatever. Like Regna and
Star-crossed lovers.
Krav, yeah.
What's another one of my favorite pet cards here? Stuffy Doll.
It's a good one.
When I first got back into Magic, well, when I first got into Magic, not when I first got back into Magic, they printed Boris
Did you
Reckoner.
ever get back into Magic?
I have.
I guess kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So when they printed Boris Reckoner. I already love Boris Reckoner. Is also another card that I would consider kind of a pet card. It was good in Standard, but like when it comes to EDH, it's a pet card.
It's a pet card.
So Stuffy Doll was out too, and they were both legal. And like I just wanted to play in Blasphemous Act, Boris Reckoner,
the
Stuffy
dream.
Doll.
That's the dream.
It's everything.
I'm sure you got destroyed.
I absolutely want an altar of Stuffy Doll. My favorite horror movie of all time is Child's Play.
Ooh.
100% want that.
I don't know if Chucky is stuffing inside.
The originals did, but like
I don't know.
Chucky doesn't
I thought
now.
it was just like,
It could just be a good guy. It doesn't actually have to be the actual one.
yeah,
Like a
that's
good
fair.
guy, though.
That's fair. That's
Anything-
fair. I don't know. What do I like? I love the Eldrazi, but I never end up playing them.
Yeah, you don't.
Especially the two Kozileks. I love those cards, and I just never play them.
You've had Kozilek sitting in your binder since the day I met you.
Yep. My friend opened an Ulamog, and I opened a Kozilek, and we both wanted the other one. So we just 1-for-1'd them, which is pretty, even now, it's probably fine. And, yeah, I just like Kozilek way better than the other two.
Is it the
Ulamog.
geometric shapes?
Ulamog and Emerald. I think it's the geometry. And he draws cards.
I
There's anything you want on your 10-mana 12/12 that destroys them when it attacks. You want to draw 4 cards.
I don't know why. Like we were talking about geometry, I thought you were gonna say he draws shapes. Like
Draws
just
shapes.
sits around and
He
draws
sits in the
shapes.
corner with a crayon, eating some paste, drawing shapes. Thanks, Kozilek.
Yeah, he was the kid that he ate the paint chips.
He ate the paint chips, and then he grew paint chips on his shoulders, like up in weird formations.
Another one of my favorites here, Goblin Diplomats. I love
10 out of 10 artwork.
I 100% love the Goblin. Goblin has a job. Goblin is terrible at his job.
Yes.
It's one of my
It's
favorite.
tried and
things.
true technique.
It's just good. Like it's just something that you can always do, and I will always enjoy whatever card they make. They made a bunch of new ones.
Even like the engineer from Modern Horizons. It's like he's supposed to make it, but he just puts it right in the graveyard. It gets destroyed right away.
like yeah, that's great.
And then he can only he has to sacrifice himself to actually build it.
Yeah, like that's the kind of stuff that's just like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Goblin Diplomats, they're supposed to be diplomatic. They're
They're
literally
just
one is stretching his mouth out and like sticking out his tongue, and the other one is literally
Pointing at his butt.
Pointing at his butt. Like, come on, that's
Come on
great.
now. Come on now.
There's so many good ones. Like I like old Goblin Gardener, I believe, destroys a land.
Goblin Gardener.
There's and
The
there's
tactician who's like everybody but me charge. That one's really good.
that flavor text
Yep.
is A1.
A1.
Everybody but me charge.
The Balloon Brigade, inflate the toad. That's another one. There's like 85 arts where they're throwing each other into cannons.
Yep. Step 1, find your cousin. Step 2, put your cousin in the cannon. Step 3, find another cousin.
Yeah, it's like,
It's like
why is step 3 the same as step 1? Okay. Favorite card of all time. This is heavy stuff.
This is heavy stuff. Yeah.
Heavy stuff.
These are actually just legitimately our favorite cards of all time. Do you want to go first? Because I just talked about.
I guess
Diplomats.
I'll go first. I started playing during Shards of Valara block because I've been playing way longer than you.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Suck it.
Suck it.
And I knew from school there was like this mythic rare. It was even rarer than rare. And I was like, I haven't even opened a rare. So I opened.
I haven't opened.
well-
did you not open a booster pack?
Well, I had gotten some packs for my birthday, and then I was like, once I started get to playing, I'm like, man, I've never opened like a mythic rare.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I would go to get packs like once a week, and I would get like 3 or 4 packs with my grandma. And I would I didn't know any of the cards, so like they were all cool to open, but I was like, oh man, I just like have never opened a mythic rare. And then one time I remember in the car, I sit down, I'm like, I'm never gonna open one. And then I like looked at the symbol. I was like, it's a mythic rare from Shards of Alara, and it wasn't even a good one. It was Imperial Archangel. But I freaking love this card.
Is there a good mythic rare from Shards of Alara?
Planeswalkers.
No, okay.
Pretty sure Elspeth Tyrell or Elspeth Night Errant was Shards.
No, she's from Scars, isn't she?
No, Elspeth Tyrell's from Shards.
Oh yeah,
Scars.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, nice try. Trying
guy.
to out Shards me. Anyway, I was like, fell in love with it. I tried to build decks around it, even though it had Shroud. And there was like a card that was like 5 mana and put +1/+1 counters on a creature equal to its power. And I just thought that worked. Like I never even got those two out. I just had a deck where they were both in it the whole time. And I was like, this is gonna work. And I realized later it didn't. It didn't work.
Yeah,
and I was like, how are you supposed to make it bigger? And I don't want it to die. I just want to play it and have it live forever. So I built later, like 10, 11 years later now, built an EDH deck whose like #1 game plan, if you're not trying to win and you're just screwing around, you just get out Imperial Archangel and then you put a bunch of enchantments on it through like cheaty ways.
Yeah, like
you like from the graveyard, you can clone enchantments and it'll go onto Shroud creatures.
Yeah.
I've killed many people with Imperial Archangel. It feels pretty good. I still have the same old beat up one from when I first got it.
Mm-hmm. My favorite card of all time is Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Love this card. Actually,
Lame.
Absolutely love this. Again, this comes in because literally when I was starting to play Magic,
You started Dark Ascension?
Mm-hmm.
What? I thought you started Zendikar.
Oh well, I got cards at Zendikar. Like I started buying cards at Zendikar, and I played like bad decks. So when I first got into like F&M scene,
Yeah, my first set was Portal Second Age, but it was like an old box.
Oh, like
not from when that set actually came out.
Yeah, so like my first like getting into like actual kind of semi-competitive Magic, not really because it was F&M. It's not actually.
If you're playing Thalia, it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, I had Thalias in my deck. I had.
You just play White Weenie.
Champion of the Parish, all that cool stuff. And Thalia literally just fell in love with the card right away.
What made you fall in love with it?
I don't know, because like I wasn't playing any. People, I think the thing was a lot of people complained about the card. There was a lot of control back then.
Okay.
Because that was like when Snapcaster was real big.
Ugh.
And stuff like that. Like there was that. I remember there was that weird, like Thought Scour Yourself, Rune Pike or whatever.
Oh, Rune Chanter's Pike, Delver decks.
Chanter's Pike,
That was so annoying.
Yeah,
Delver, Resto, Rune Chanter's Pike, Snapcaster Mage, and Geist of St. Traft.
Yep.
That was the worst deck ever.
Yeah, but that deck had a lot of spells in it.
And they had Moorland Haunt. That deck was insane.
Yeah, that was a really good standard deck. And I remember people would complain about Thalia all the time, and it never hurt me. No. And I always just loved the card. And I learned, like, I didn't really know much lore back then.
The art is sweet. The lore is really cool.
Once I heard somebody told me Thalia's lore, and I'm like, it's sweet.
It's
like,
sweet.
She's the one who has to destroy the Hell Vault, and like she doesn't want to, but Lily's literally gonna kill her whole army if she doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like that's a great moment that like they don't do in Magic enough, where like someone actually has to make a hard decision.
Yeah,
trying to think of
I was thinking of like Gideon, and he's never made a decision,
no,
let alone a hard decision.
They're not put into
charge in heads to head first because I'm literally indestructible.
They don't give him those choices. Like the fact is, having to. So she was part of the reason that like that they got him in the Hell Vault.
Yeah, like
Gristlebrand was like the biggest tyrant to like the biggest threat to Innistrad, and like they needed to get rid of him. And now she's put in a place where it's like either protect her army or let out the biggest threat to Innistrad again.
Did not seem like a biggest threat because he died in about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think Avacyn just killed him, right?
No, Lily killed him.
Lily killed him?
Yeah, no, they were eternally like fighting inside the Hell Vault. Those two.
Okay.
Like
why can't they have the same mana cost?
They should.
Why can't Avacyn have
what, wait.
4 white. And because he's 4 black.
Yeah.
Why would Or Gristlebrand should cost 7. Or Avacyn should cost 7 and be a 7/7.
Also fair.
Because, like, Avacyn just beats him.
Yeah, Avacyn should beat him.
I don't know. No, but, like, if he attacks and you block with Avacyn, Gristlebrand just dies.
Yeah, even though
they're fighting for eternity.
Yeah, they were
fighting. Or give him 9 toughness
it's not
or something.
Eternity. They were fighting inside of the Hell Vault.
Yeah, you give him 9 toughness and then you can pay 7.9 life.
But also, from what we know now, time goes slower, which means they were fighting for a long time.
Yep.
Because that's literally why Emrakul went in the moon.
Or make Gristlebrand bigger than her because she is indestructible. Wait, why did Emrakul go in the moon? What?
Emrakul went in the moon because time is slower.
Oh, yeah.
And Emrakul knows that. So Emrakul's like, okay, I'll have more time to prepare for whatever I want to do.
Yeah, she can prepare for 2 years and it can be like the next week or whatever.
Yeah. And also, another reason I absolutely love Thalia. the art on the new like the promo.
The promo, close up, you just got your first copy of that card.
I did. Me and BZ went to a GP, traded in some of our cards. He got an Ancient Tomb promo for his
Buy box, babe, or not buy box, box topper.
box topper. Yep, you got your box topper promo. I got my Thalia. I couldn't have been happier. Like I have wanted that card forever, and it's just like the opportunity's never come up, and I never wanted to spend the cash to get it.
It wasn't even real cash. We just spent all the cash we got on more different, better Magic stuff.
Yeah, we literally traded in like BZ found a pile in his room from years
Of
ago.
old
that,
like beta and alpha lands, and like whatever else, other old stuff.
you know, like some people are listening to this and they're like, Beta and Alpha Lands, what? Those are amazing. And we traded them into Thalias and Ancient Tombs.
Sure.
People love, like, especially if you've been playing for longer, you just get nostalgic towards stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't really get nostalgic towards lands.
Me neither.
Unless there's a lot of orange on them, then I just like them.
Because I also, like, my favorite lands are Unstable. They came out like 2 years ago.
Those are really good. The islands, I need so many of them.
I love the island. I have a foil of the island.
But our friend Tom has a bunch of them. Said I could pay cash money for him.
Oh, he's actually
I don't know
trying to
yeah, because he was going to build a cube, but man, if I can pay like $3 a pop for those, I would snap up like infinite.
I still want more. Like, every time I see, like,
You got so lucky and got to trade for like 100 of them. I don't even know why.
because the one guy I was trading with just had a bunch of them. I'm like, well, I will gladly trade for all these. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I would have done that too.
They're
It's like, oh, way to take all the lands.
They're my favorite lands.
All 5 are your favorite land?
They're
Of
my-
that each?
No, not like
individual
overall,
land?
but they're my favorite overall lands. Like, if I could use them for everything, I probably would.
Man, I can't see.
Well, that doesn't matter. They can't see you right now.
They can't see me not see.
They can't see you not see, except for the people who are watching on YouTube who can see you.
Who
not
know
see.
exactly what I'm doing right now. That's your incentive to go subscribe to us, to see what I just did.
You can, yeah. He
Maybe
couldn't.
my eyes fell out.
No,
They don't know.
Maybe, maybe his eye,
Basically.
maybe I stabbed him in the eyes.
Maybe. And they fell out. Okay.
And he didn't even scream.
All right. What are we I feel like this is good to talk about, not because we only care about ourselves, but like other people can relate to this and kind of like, oh, like this is what they've discovered recently, or like this is what they're working on. What are we working on in EDH personally?
So, I want to, and I keep saying this. I really just feel like I don't have time to work on EDH decks.
Because we mentioned this in the first podcast, but that was kind of like, we'll eventually port that over, but it's on YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about our decks, and like, I have like, what, 9 or 10?
I have 4.
And you have 4. And we were talking about the commanders and stuff. So what are you working on right now?
I want to switch my Bolas deck to a more fun version of the deck, and I keep saying it. And BZ, it's
I
become
make
like
fun of you all the time.
It's
'Cause
become
you never change anything.
it's become a running joke. I mean, I just don't have time to. I literally feel like if
The number of times you say it.
when I have if I'm exhausted, I feel like I want to take a nap. If I'm not exhausted, I work on this YouTube channel,
Yeah, well,
or I'm
yeah,
at
sure.
work, and I just feel like I'm just like I'm always doing one, or maybe like one of the 2 times I get to go to Magic a week and actually
Yeah, I
play
don't know.
some.
Having EDH decks that are not optimized in my head just makes me want to scream. So I always make time and work on them.
Well, that's fair because like it doesn't bug me as much.
It bugs me real
It
bad.
bugs me when I go to play them and then I forget about it.
You forget about it. I never forget.
See, I just let it go. I want to build this Tasker deck so bad.
See, we almost build opposite things. You build decks that you really like, and I build decks that I hate to try to make myself like them. Like, I couldn't get like a blue-red spells deck together
So you,
because I just hated it. I hated playing blue-red spells. So eventually, I decided that I wanted to like a self-mill like mono blue deck, and I absolutely love it. But I would hate it if I just saw it.
yeah,
Like a year ago, I'd have to, and then like mono red sucks.
it's good.
Mono red's the worst.
You know why you would hate that?
What?
You would hate that deck because if you play against, like I literally play against that deck.
Yeah.
It's not fun to lose to.
It's not even that fun to lose
When
to.
you lose hard, and it's just
just
like
kinda like
and
you
you
just-
take forever to do it.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's just,
I'm fast
The deck
with
is
it.
cool. You do it as fast as you can. And I'm
It's
not
like
I'm definitely
well,
not
usually
salty.
I can just say like you're dead.
Yeah, and like but like sometimes
I'm sure at some point I'll use politics to just I'll have like 30 islands in play, but like air in my hand. I'm like, you guys are just dead here, and you'll be like, yeah, all right, squeaking out those free wins.
See, I would never. I don't think you could get away with that with me. I would literally always be like,
Well, you'd sniff me out.
I'd wait for you to actually go off.
What? But you've conceded when I said like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, you've showed me your hand.
Oh, shoot.
You'll be like, I have this draw spell, this draw spell. It's like, I have Blue Sun Zenith, I have 30 islands. I'm going to find it. You're not going to have a deck. I'm like, okay,
Anyway,
well, then we're
anyway.
done.
Like, I
We
have
don't
a
have to be as focused.
Lathless deck.
A laughless.
And mono red's stupid, but I tried to like build it to make it fun and like a challenge to see like if I can actually get it to compete, and it has mostly. So it's like I'm almost challenging myself with it instead of just building like 85 Abzan decks, which is probably what I'd actually do.
Your Lapis deck is so much like my mono green deck, in that
Pretty much.
it's like it has the draws that are good. It has the draws that can like stay in the game through a board wipe,
Yep.
but most of the time you just get board wiped and you're like,
Shoot.
thanks, I'm dead.
Yeah, there's a couple like cute ways around it, and now it has an infinite combo in it.
It has the cutest infinite combo.
Oh, everyone sees my Sun-Scorched Desert, and they're like, what the heck's that for? Like our friend Tim Rude. He saw it the other day when we were playing for fun. He's like, what's that for? I'm like, dude, it's a desert. And I'm trying to find the World Gorger Dragon Kiki Jiki combo with the Sun-Scorched Desert to ping everybody infinite times. Because I, first of all, love Piranha Marsh. That's my last pet card. Piranha Marsh.
Yeah,
That card is hilarious. I love it.
Became a running joke in our friend group.
Because I would play
In our old friend group.
Yeah, 'cause
Definitely not our new one.
At our old game store, I used to play Night of the Reliquary in Abzan in Modern, and I would sideboard one Piranha Marsh in my sideboard for whenever I played against anyone I knew, so that if they ever got to one, I could kill them. Happened more than once.
Did you actually kill
Oh yeah.
people?
Oh yeah.
did not know you actually
Oh
killed
yeah.
people.
The body count is at least 2 with that.
Yeah, see, yeah. So like you're saying, you build decks that you wouldn't normally like. I think it's because I haven't hit the point where you're at, where you just have all the decks you like. I don't have all the decks I like.
Yeah, I had 4 or 5 that I like it now, and then I just kind of do like a challenge. Like right now, I'm doing mono white. Like I wanted to build a tokens deck,
Yeah.
and I don't have a mono white deck because mono white sucks. So I'm building God Eternal Ketra, and I have 80% of it, and it looks really cool.
See, like the Tasker deck in my head, I keep building it with I keep adding like subtypes in my head.
Yeah, see, I build like a Tassiger deck or like a Gitrog monster deck or like a Sidisi deck, and then it just looks like so boring on paper.
But this Tasker deck is gonna have Gitrog monster in it.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't know. I can't build good stuff anymore. I have a Carrot or a good stuff deck.
I don't want it just to be good stuff. I want it to be really fun.
Yeah,
Like it's
you're going for like a Marchesa.
That's what
like my
yeah,
Marchesa deck.
I do. I want a
so
deck like your Marchesa deck.
That deck is so much fun.
My goal. What I think a Tasker deck can be if you don't fully tune it up, because Tasker's a boring commander when he's tuned up all the way.
Yeah, he's pretty lame.
He's good. He's just boring.
One of the differences in the way you play Magic versus the way I play EDH is like you play huge clunky stuff, and I play like as many 1-drops as I could possibly play.
I try to keep my curve pretty low.
Ugh.
Not
Now I try to keep my curve pretty low.
No, you say you keep your curve like insanely
The
low.
Oketra deck I'm building, I think, has like 19 1-drops in it.
Well, see, that's ridiculous. That's just a lot of 1-drops.
I used to have a tribal 1-drop deck.
Yeah.
So this Oketra deck is like
That deck-
an ode to that.
That deck was awful.
That
and
deck was so much fun to play. You don't even know.
It was horrible.
You don't even know.
I know it was horrible.
I want to bring it back at some point,
No,
but
you
I want to go Carador 1-drops.
That's gonna be worse.
No way, you have way better 1-drops. And they're printing new ones like Scheming Symmetry. I can tutor for 1-drop.
You can't use my foil.
I'm already using it for.
Better not. I
Okay.
love that card.
All right. Well, what's the next thing we want to talk about?
Well, how about cards you like in EDH? How about this one? Scheming Symmetry.
Oh.
I actually am in love with that
You've
card.
never played it, and we don't even know, and it
Oh.
might be crap. It just seems really good.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. There's nothing that's gonna make me dislike that card. The fact is, the
Wow.
art has made me love it already, and I just think it has such a political aspect to it. It's going to be super fun. I can't see how you tutoring and okay, I'm gonna cast a spell. Who wants to get their best card? Who's got something to offer me?
Yeah, or even I'll give somebody a tutor if they don't try to win the game.
Or look, the board is covered in creatures.
I mean, you can say, grab a draw spell. Don't grab a game-ending spell, because, they're just gonna listen to you. I don't know. They don't really have a reason to piss you off. Because especially if you're holding up mana, if you grab a game-ending spell, I'll stop you and then try to kill you. If you can just grab a card draw spell.
Yeah, you're gonna tell people, you're not gonna.
I don't know. There's basically just infinite
And if people are
possibilities.
gonna go for the win in it, it's one, that's something you would do in competitive.
Yeah.
But I don't think this card is a competitive card. I think it's just good for I think it's good for anything that's not competitive.
Sure.
As soon as you drop below competitive, this card gets insanely good. As soon as politics start playing a higher factor.
Yeah, it's politics is frowned upon in CEDH, I hear.
CDH is meh.
Where there's this awkward thing where you're not really trying to be political. I don't know.
No, you're trying to, because the idea of CDH is to kind of play it how you would play a game of Standard.
Yeah, well, they have politics on the stack. Like, oh, that's a really crazy spell. Like, I hope one of you guys counters it. Like, that seems to be the extent of what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't see much when I watch even a lot of the channels that do CDH.
Yeah.
They don't tend to play politics.
Yeah.
It's just like that has to be countered or he wins. That has to be countered or he wins. Kill that or he wins.
It's like, well, I guess that counts as politics. Like, if you have a removal spell and you're just like, I don't have a removal spell. That's just kind of like bluffing, I guess.
Lying.
All right, well, what cards have we been impressed with lately? Like, we're not going to repeat on these podcasts when we talk about this stuff. Like, what, like, super recently when we've played, what have you been impressed with?
If you watch the YouTube channel, which if you don't, and you just listen to our podcast, you should watch our YouTube channel.
This is like the third plug in a row. Come on now, get out there, get on that channel.
Thematic Compass. We mentioned this card a lot on the channel.
It's so good. It feels like almost Soul Ring good, where it's just like, why wouldn't you play this? I feel like the only decks that don't want this are green ramp decks.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Every other deck, it's like
not even just
slam dunk
not
in
just
every
green
other
ramp
deck.
decks. It's most green decks.
Right.
It's not. You don't have to like green. Just has
decks with green ramp.
Yeah.
Because there's artifact decks with green in them that probably still want this.
That's true. It flips into a Maze of Ith afterward. You can tap it, go get some lands. It's just like
if you're really screwed, it saves your butt.
Yeah, it saved my butt many a time.
Fuels itself. I've never seen anyone activate this card more than you. I've activated it like 3 times ever.
You play it on turn 7 every time, and it just flips right away.
I mean,
that's how you.
I just don't miss my land drops because my decks are better than yours.
Yeah, your decks are so much better.
Plain and simple.
That's why we have similar win rates.
I don't even know if that's true. That's something I wanted to keep track of. EDH win rate. I just feel like it's kind of pointless. So I'm not going to be in the same mindset whenever I play. Sometimes I just kind of want to play to play.
Yeah.
Or like, I've won 2 in a row.
Actually, I really feel like I'm just saying, like, I don't keep track, and neither do you.
No.
I just feel like when I feel like we both win a good amount.
Yeah, I don't know if I win. I wonder if our win percentage is higher than 25.
It definitely is.
You think so?
100%.
You think our win rate is 100%?
I think our win percentage is okay. So for sure, when me and you sit down and play a game of EDH, especially when it's not with our usual group,
okay,
and our win rate's like 85. If we're not sitting across from like the people we usually play with.
Well, you don't mean us both. You mean individual. Like the odds of one of us winning are like 85%.
Yeah.
Well, we just have like, I guess our philosophy is just so much different than the people we play with.
Like some
At
people
like a random store. I don't know. We just want to have really strong decks, and we don't play competitive. We don't
want that.
We have ways to go infinite, but we don't just mono tutor. I don't know. Nobody plays removal.
Nobody plays removal, and like the fact is, our decks can go off decently fast if not interacted with.
Like if you don't do anything, I'm gonna go off before turn 10.
Yeah, exactly. Every time
my deck just does
it's like,
that.
And like all the other, like, exactly. That's how that's a good. Our philosophy is we want to, if you're not interacted with by like turn 7, 8, or 9, like somewhere in that area,
depending on the deck
you
level.
should just be able to win.
Right.
It's like if nobody's stopping you from doing anything.
Yeah, I like even
7
my stupid
turns in a row.
Lathless Dragon deck. I'm gonna play Lathless on turn 4, 3 to 5, and then play a bunch of dragons, and then have lethal. Right? Like I just like wipe the board. Nobody has those. Nobody plays those cards.
Well, there's board wipes are overplayed to an extent.
Some decks they're like, I have 10 board wipes. Like, oh, I wonder why you have no cards in hand right now.
Yeah. Oh, you have 10 board wipe. Well, what if I was casting spells to win the game and it wasn't just creatures?
Right. What if I just had like a Bolas's Citadel or some nonsense? I don't know. Like, or if like I'm the Monarch, so like I'm just gonna draw cards all the time.
I'm a monarch.
I'm a Monarch. That's what we say every time. All right. Myriad Landscape. I put this into like basically every deck, even some green decks.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good to have ramp in the land slot. This card is amazing.
Yep. The worst part about it is the tap land, but
I'm fine with that.
I play almost no tap lands, so this tends to be like the only tap land in my
What
decks.
is your optimal number of tap lands? Because I've been really down on tap lands lately.
Like 2.
Yeah, I try to play 5 or less.
I don't even 5 sounds so.
No,
high.
in like my monocolor, it's like
Ugh.
where you have like tap lands that are like utility.
Okay, I mean, but 5 sounds so high.
Maybe let's see. I'm trying to think. In like my mono blue deck, I have 0, straight up 0. In like the mono red deck, I maybe have 2 or 3. A couple like even like Murmuring Bosk, I don't like. The only tap land, Path of Ancestry, is pretty good. The one that lets you scry.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good tap land. Croson Verge, Myriad Landscape. I like Field of the Dead. I'm gonna try it out anyway.
Mm-hmm. Velkit.
Valakut's really good. There's like not too many past that, honestly.
I know. I don't like any
That
of
I
the
can even
Skylands
think of.
very often.
No, I don't play the Scrylands. I will play one Scryland in a 2-color deck.
Yeah.
And
Depending on
that's
the deck.
basically like one of my tap lands. Orin Reef, the Vastwood I've played.
That's
That's the one that you tap it and put a counter on each green creature that entered.
Yeah, that one works.
It's okay.
For like the right deck.
Yeah, I have it in Skullbriar. It's all right.
Skull.
It's like you need it. All right, these next two are like a pair.
Yeah, Walking Atlas and Terrain Generator.
Mm.
You can tap Walking Atlas to put land from your hand into play. Terrain Generator, you can pay to tap it, put a basic land from your hand into play.
Tapped.
Tapped.
I feel like these kind of made the debut when I built that mono blue deck.
Yeah.
Where it's like, wait a minute, this feels unfair. If you have a lot of card draw, it's literally just like in a blue or a white or a red deck that you can't ramp, or a black deck where you can't ramp with. These cards just ramp you like so easily.
Don't put it in your white deck though, because your white deck can't draw cards, and you're just gonna.
Yeah, your white deck has to draw cards.
You're gonna hit.
Oh
Your
no,
fifth,
I think I put both of these in my white deck.
you're gonna hit a fifth. Did you?
I don't remember. I think Walking Atlas is, but I don't think Generator is.
You probably don't want either of them.
Oh man,
You're just gonna.
I don't know. I gotta look at it again.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna hit. This is just what's gonna happen. You're gonna hit up to the point of like, oh, I have 6 lands out on turn 4, and then you're gonna go, and I'm never hitting a land drop again because I don't draw.
Because I gotta find a way to draw cards. It's really, really good though. It's if you can draw cards.
Yeah, if
like
you
a
can draw
Grixis deck, like a Jeskai deck, or even probably like blue white or blue red or whatever, blue anything. I think this card's really good.
Blue's good with these cards. This card I don't think anyone's sleeping on it.
No,
but I felt the need to
it
mention
used to be like $30.
But that was because of Legacy.
Still,
It was being played in Legacy, and actually its price is still high because of Legacy.
that's like $10.
Has it gone down?
That's like 10 now.
It might.
I got reprinted.
Well, I didn't know that. Fiery Confluence.
This card's been good for me.
Every time I play this card, I am never disappointed with this card.
Yeah, I got to cast. It's like I Pyroclasm Shattered, and I'm like, this is like a 7 for 1.
Yeah, Pyroclasm Shatter. Sometimes you just go 3 damage to each creature, clear like 4 or 5 creatures.
And that's not even a good card, but the versatility is so huge.
It's all about versatility, because sometimes you just go triple Shatter.
Helps you finish somebody off in the rare case you want to deal 2 to each opponent.
Yeah, sometimes it can just deal 6 to each opponent, which is okay.
It's 18 damage
That's
for 4 mana.
18 damage for 4 mana. That's
Not a
already
bad
pretty
card.
strong. Yeah, again, that card's not very good,
No.
but it's so versatile. There's
Yeah,
so
triple Shatter is probably the best mode.
I mean, even double Shatter destroy like your
All the
your,
mana dorks.
Your dorks. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was
All
gonna
the
say.
mana dorks, all the tokens, they're gone.
Get them out of here. Cards we've been disappointed with.
Yeah, we played him, and we're taking him out of decks.
Funny, these are actually the 3 of them are. We have a little list, and they're mostly blue cards.
Well, if we think of more, I'm sure we'll on the spot.
Yeah, of course.
Ever watching Threshold? We were already down on Ghostly Prison and Propaganda because I hate those cards. They just feel really bad. I'd rather
I've
just
never
play.
played 'em.
I'd rather play a mass bounce spell to bounce attackers than stop them and like make them wait until they can actually just pay mana, and you don't actually save yourself from commander damage. I'd rather just play a removal spell. But this one I was like, oh, I get to draw cards? Well, they just wait. And sometimes drawing 1 card isn't even worth it. You gotta draw like 2 or 3, and then you're just in trouble.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the card either. I've never played it.
My commander is a 2-drop Planeswalker, too. Like, it's Jace Prince Prodigy. They have a Planeswalker they always want to attack, and they still don't like it.
That's fair. It's just, yeah, it seems meh.
What about yours?
Manifold Insight. BZ had played this card in the deck, and from an outside perspective, I thought it looked good.
It's so cool.
And
It reads so cool.
And I was watching BZ play, and I'm like, oh man, 3 mana, draw 3 cards in a 4
3
player
spells.
Game. Draw 3 spells, and then like I played it, and it's like they just, depending on what the board state is, they give you trash. There's always, it turns out in your top 10.
At least in your deck was like super heavy on artifacts.
Yeah.
And I guess mine wasn't, even though I took it out of that deck anyway.
Yeah.
But they would give you like Signet, Sensei's Divining Top, like some janky 5-mana artifact, like Gilded Lotus. Yeah. It's like, well, this didn't feel like it was worth it.
Yeah. I still haven't, I still haven't optimized that deck. That card's still in that deck.
Dude, this is your fault.
I'd never.
Get your stuff
I don't
together.
have time. What should be
What
recording?
does that even mean?
We record podcasts nonstop.
Oh my god. Nonstop, this is the 2nd episode.
This is the 2nd episode of this one,
Alright.
but we have our other 15 podcasts I just made up.
Oh yeah, the other
The one
we're
about-
sharks. We're just trying to get famous any way we can.
The one about Baby Shark.
Yep, that's a good one. We have a podcast about trading, tying your shoes.
Just trading, not magic cards, just the art of the trade.
Yeah, bartering.
Yeah, about bartering.
We once traded a bag of beans for a telescope.
No, well, we started with a thumbtack, and we traded
No.
it up to a bag of beans.
That was somebody else. We just traded them for the telescope. That's us. That's on us.
No, that's you. You got BZ traded me. I got the magic beans. He got the telescope.
Wait, so
I started with a thumbtack.
is this podcast just going to devolve into office references now that we can make them more here where we have no script.
Yeah, this is
versus like, here's our Kamball deck tech. We can't make an offense reference about that.
Yeah, we
Come on
can't.
now.
Yeah, even though we try and stick our office references in wherever we can.
It's rare.
I
was making a
was
bunch yesterday.
That was really sexual.
What?
I said we tried and stick them in. I don't know. I mean, it sounds so sexual.
You said offense reference. It's fine.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna stick it in. Mind's Dilation.
Okay, this card's bad. This card's butt.
It's another card. I fell in love with it because it's related to stolen goods.
Yep, it's very stolen goods-esque.
It's basically like the most playable version of stolen goods they've made.
I think Villainous Wealth's better, but it can go in less decks.
Oh, that's going in my. Villainous Wealth is going in my Team Money deck.
Yeah, we'll talk to you in podcast episode 100, where Joe has finally built his Tasigur deck.
I'm legitimately very excited for the deck. Not even like I literally don't have time. Like after I have to go to bed after this pretty much.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. So how am I supposed to fix my Tasigur deck or make my Tasigur deck?
Take time. Make time. That's what my dad always says. Make time. Great advice. And the last card that we don't really like is Chromatic Lantern.
Oh.
This card is not as good as it seems, and people overrate it.
Yeah, I mean the command zone talked about this one, so it's not like we're not being profound. But it's not our goal isn't to be profound. It's just to have discussion, open discussion, talk back and forth about.
They don't even know anything anyway.
Dang, you just like command zone doesn't know nothing.
Either fight us or bring us to game nights,
or both.
Or both.
You can fight us after game nights.
Fist fight intermission on game nights. We're down. Okay, it's 3 mana for 1, and taps for 1. That is never. I don't really play any of those cards. I even stopped playing Commander Sphere, which I love.
You stopped playing Commander Sphere?
I don't think I have it in any decks.
I have it in like 2.
Yeah, it's just like I don't want to do that. I'd rather just pay money for a card that taps for more mana.
Pay money.
I think I like Hedron Archive better than like Lantern. Because Hedron Archive really only costs 2 mana, and Chromatic Lantern really only costs 2 mana when you tap it for mana in the same turn. So it's the same investment, except Hedron Archive is like so much better.
Yeah.
You can even crack it for like Divination. That's sweet.
It cycles away. Yeah.
Hedron Archive is definitely the best of the 3, I think.
Of the archives, yeah, I agree with
Mindstone's next, and I think Dreamstone is unplayable.
Yeah, it's like a million bajillion mana.
I mean, it costs 3 as initial investment, but like then you need to. I just don't like it. Ugh.
It's probably fine, but it's just so.
It's probably right. It's probably fine, but I think there's like 100,000 better options.
It's so clunky.
Yeah.
Clunky. Anything else you can think of that we don't like?
Oh, you know what? Actually, card I was trying out in mono red, that Tectonic Reformation. Want a red? Your lands have cycling for a red. I mean, in mono red, it's freaking terrible.
Really?
It's horrible. I took out Cathartic Reunion for it, just to like this seems like a 1-for-1. It's absolute trash.
Okay.
In that deck anyway. Like I think you need to be in a lands deck for that to do anything.
Yeah, it's probably good. It's
like,
probably
Windgrace is probably nuts.
Yeah, it's like if you get because Windgrace has.
I had cycled a land once when I was flooded. Went, man, I really don't want to spend the resources to pay this red to cycle because I'm trying to find spells to cast. And the other time I was like, I'm mana screwed. So I should have just cycled this. Why did I play it? But maybe it would be better if I cycled it because it is cycling. I don't know. The dream scenario. The dream scenario was I have Alhammart's Archive and then I can start paying red to draw 2 over and over. That was the dream. Maybe the dream is dead.
The dream is dead.
Dream is dead. Our last segment, as it were.
Yeah, little thing we wanted to discuss. We were talking about
hot take.
Yeah, this is not a hot take at all.
I don't know.
Do you know what a hot take is?
No, it's usually just a stupid opinion.
It's an opinion that usually goes against the grain.
Well, one of us has to go against the grain.
Well, I don't think we're going against any grain. I think this is just something we disagree on.
I don't think this is even subjective.
It's definitely subjective.
Not in that sense. It's like, basically this has been solved. This issue has been solved, and I don't know what you're talking about.
How could it have been solved? One of the cards is new.
One of the cards is amazing.
The other one is amazing.
Well, okay, what's the premise?
Okay, the premise. Okay, so we built the Kamball deck. We put out that YouTube video yesterday.
Yep.
You should head over to our YouTube channel if you only listen to our podcast. We built the Kamball Life Gain deck, and we were talking about. So we do a thing called the Gourmet Bagel on
best card in the deck,
which is the best card in the deck because all the other cards are the bread and butter of the deck. But you want something that's better than bread and butter. You want a gourmet bagel.
It's funnier on YouTube
with Dijon cream cheese.
It's funnier on YouTube. Just leave us alone. Anyway, we were like, oh, I know what it is. I was like, I know what the card is, and Joe's like, I'm pretty sure we're thinking of the same card.
We weren't.
And then I was like, yep, the best card in the life gain deck, Aetherflux Reservoir. And you're like, Bolas's Citadel.
Yeah.
Which is just, you gotta be kidding me.
Bolas's Citadel's insane.
I don't understand what you're, how can Bolas's Citadel in a life gain deck be better than Aetherflux Reservoir?
It's super good.
I agree.
It's insanely good.
I agree. It's still worse than pay 50, win the game. Destroy target player.
Bolas's Citadel wins the game too. It's like, but killing one player isn't winning the game.
Basically, you don't have to kill them until they try to kill you.
I have been so impressed with Bolas's Citadel.
I've been so impressed with Aetherflux Reservoir. It's in a life gain deck, especially if you're trying to double your life total to like 120. It's game over.
Yeah, but that life gain deck isn't doing that stuff.
It's gaining life.
It is gaining life, but it's not like going to like 300
If
life.
you're playing like Death to the Deathless for a chunk amount, and then you just reservoir people.
I'm not. Reservoir is good. Bolas's Citadel. The fact is, if you have like any like manipulating the top, or you don't play a ton of lands, which we never flood our lands with, or we never flood our decks with lands. Mm-hmm. You just get to play. Like you play it, and then you just get like 6, 7, 8 cards of value like right away. All the like.
How is draw 8 cards better than destroy target player?
Because it's not just draw 8 cards. It's draw 8 cards. Like play cards off the top. And,
I said draw 8. Well, let's say you cast 8
and
cards.
it sets up into the combo with Aetherflux Reservoir and top to win the game.
It's part of a card that wins the game. Aetherflux Reservoir can win the game by itself if you're just a life gain deck. If you're just doing your thing, you just need one card. It's that. And it doesn't matter. There's no cards. All you need is a life total, and you just kill somebody.
It gets you to where you need to be. It's like
this is where you need to be. Where you need to be is winning the game.
Yeah, but sometimes if you're low on life, Aetherflux Reservoir is terrible. Sometimes you're not the highest life total.
Then it's just the exact same scenario for Bolas's Citadel.
It's not
They're both
as
bad when you're at 10.
Bolas's Citadel is better when you're at 10, I think.
No, Aetherflux Reservoir gets you back up by itself.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bolas's Citadel.
What is that?
So
limited
strong.
resources. When the quadrant theory, like when you're behind, when you're ahead, and when you're at parity, Aetherflux Reservoir is always good. And Bolas's Citadel is only good when you're ahead or at parity. Therefore,
it's good.
I have won this debate.
No. Bolas's Citadel is good when you're behind. It's not good when you're about to die.
That would be behind.
But that's not just like
in Commander. You're like, there's not really a ton of turns where you spend behind.
Yeah, but like, there's a difference between being behind. Like, you can be at 40 life and be way behind.
Sure.
Like, Bolas's Citadel is great.
But if you're at 51 and you're way behind, no one can say boo about it because they're gonna die.
But yeah, I mean, the thing with being at 51 is not.
I mean, I'm still gonna kill somebody if they come after me. It's better than going, I'm dead.
Yeah, I agree. It's better than going, you're dead. I know. I really do like Bolas's Citadel.
I know you love that card. It's just not the best card in a life gain deck.
I think it is better than Aetherflux Reservoir in life gain deck.
What?
I think that
I don't get it, dude.
I think that being just the biggest payoff doesn't make it the best card. I think it's the best life gain.
How is Bolas's Citadel in a life gain deck better than Necropotence?
How is it better than Necropotence?
Yeah.
Because it allows you to also combo off.
No, because you need top or Necropotence plus Bolas's Citadel to like draw your whole deck.
Yeah, I know you need other cards, but it's like it lets you.
But by itself is what I'm saying. Like by itself, it is not the best card.
I mean, it's not. The cards aren't. You can't go in a vacuum.
What do you mean? It's the best card in the deck.
Yeah, it's Bolas's Citadel.
No, as in like you take Bolas's Citadel out of the deck. It's like wow, this deck is so much worse. What if you took Aetherflux Reservoir out of the deck? The deck's way worse. You have no go-to tutor to kill everybody, and you can't even combo with Bolas's Citadel.
Exactly, because Bolas's Citadel is amazing.
Right, because that's the card that holds that combo together.
It's the card that brought the combo together.
Sort of. There's already ways to get Infinite Storm.
Well, yeah, that's different. That's
No, it's the same thing.
That's not a life gain deck.
What do you mean?
That's not a life gain deck. Storm isn't a life gain deck.
Okay. What about what was the most recent card printed with Storm then?
What was most?
I believe it was Gain 3 Life Storm. Yeah, so shut up about it. Storm is a life gain deck. Yeah,
No!
got you good.
Hey, you actually did get me. I can't believe. What was that super card called?
Weather
the Storm.
Weather the
It's literally
Storm.
called Weather the Storm. That's A1 like naming a card.
and flavor.
Yeah, it's good. Weather the Storm, and literally they go to like 2U
Yes.
to death, and you just gain like 3
And-
for each one of them.
Not and. I think that's all we have to talk about.
I don't know.
But we want to know.
Got anything else?
I mean, I have things to say to our audience. I want to know which card is better. Because it's blowing my mind that you think Bolas's Citadel is better in a life gain deck than Aetherflux Reservoir. But also, we also need talking points for future episodes. I'm sure
Yeah.
we're not hurting for them, but we'd love to know what you guys want to
Yeah,
see.
we're definitely not hurting for them, but feel free. I really just want to, like, I can sit and talk about Magic for, like,
Probably forever. We just have things to do at some
Like-
point. So
I tell people, like, there's two things I can sit down and talk about for hours on end.
wrestling,
It's wrestling and it's Magic, and I could literally talk about them for hours and hours and hours.
and
on
we're
end.
all out of wrestling.
And we're all, and we
That should be our
and
podcast
we
slogan.
and we decided to go with the Magic one. So,
Because there would only be one person here for the wrestling one.
yep, that's
I would
true.
be a guest star on that podcast every once in a while.
Yeah,
When Kofi Kingston won the belt, I would come on.
Oh, Kofi's still the champ.
I mean, because he's amazing. He's the best wrestler who's ever existed.
Maybe he's still the champ. Actually, he might not be because Samoa Joe might be just destroying him right now.
No, Samoa Joe's garbage. When has he done anything?
You like Samoa Joe?
Yeah, on TNA, maybe.
You literally like Samoa Joe.
He's got stupid bad guy music.
Joe. We can't really show them, but thanks to all of our patrons.
Yes, we love our patrons. There's
It'll be up on
15 of them.
YouTube.
It'll be up on YouTube. You know their names.
Yeah. We can't really we don't really have their names to read here.
Right. If you love the show, then maybe check us out on Patreon.
Yeah. Support this podcast. This is going to be a weekly podcast. We're going to be posting
Yes.
it every week.
We're like booked for the 4 videos a week.
We
now
are.
it's like we have a tune-up, a Commander Quickies, which is a 5-minute video thing. We're ranking every commander, so that's going to go on for a couple weeks, and then we're doing
way
this.
more than a couple weeks, couple months.
Month and a half.
More than that.
I don't know. Probably 2 months. Anyway,
I think it's
and
close to
this.
3 months.
So we're like booked. Monday is tune-ups. Tuesday is this podcast. Thursday is ranking every commander, and then Friday is quickies.
Yep.
Yeah, we're changing things around
Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that.
because we just moved. So
We're
new house, new rules.
been a little scrambled, but this is
I think we're bringing it back.
this is
together.
awesome because this is the podcast.
Yeah, channel's at an all-time high right now.
Yeah, this is great, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to us. Like you said, send us, even if it's slightly Magic related. I will talk about anything Magic related.
I mean, even like random stuff, I'm down to talk about, depending on what it is.
Let's talk about how awesome Seb McKinnon is with his art. Let's talk about. I don't know. We can talk about any. Like that's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about how much I don't want to talk about that.
You know, why? Seb McKinnon's art's amazing.
He's clearly good. All of his art is like the same. And
His
now
art is not the same.
it's like the same thing. I get it. It's really good, and it's always good, and it's always like the same thing.
It's not. But it's not the same thing. It's the same style.
Yeah, it's like the same shtick every time. It's like creepy, really good. I just don't want to talk about it. I like Seb McKinnon. I think he's a really good artist, and I just don't care really.
I love Seb McKinnon.
I'm as apathetic about something I like as I could possibly be.
It's weird being apathetic about something you just enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know.
But this has been the podcast.
We're closing it out. Ooh, should we we gotta have a send off for just the podcast?
No, we just use our regular one. It works.
I don't know. I feel like we need
It works as.
I feel like we need something. I feel like we need something good. Okay. How about this one? Peace out, Tribe Scout. Get it? It rhymes.
It rhymes. It does. It's almost like I came
And
up
it's like
with that.
Sakura Tribe Scout. The card.
Peace out, Tribe Scout.
That's pretty good.